Hey there guys, Mr. Jacobson here once again with another instructional video, this time about coding and making music. So guys, here's the thing about modern music production. And the thing is that every song you've heard has been recorded in music software. And all that music software is created by programmers who give artists these tools to work on their craft. So the biggest names you can think of: Kendrick Lamar, Eminem, uh, anyone in the music industry is using music software made by programmers for musicians. And today we're going to be getting into a little bit of both of their worlds by coding our own music and actually making the music itself. So, guys, like always, we're going to start by going to the classwork, which is right here. We're going to move on. It'll be Scratch lesson number 4, making music. You will find that later, right here, but for right now, while I'm still editing the assignment, it'll be right here. We're going to go over to Scratch ideas. Once again, as always, let me scroll up. We have all of the information you need right here if you want to read it. We also have the cards, as always, the PDF for you to review in case you wanted some more resources or something didn't make sense in the video. And we also have this video that we are currently watching and we are moving on with. So let's click Scratch Ideas. It will be our 4th assignment, 1, 2, 3, 4, make music. We click on that. So guys, once again, I will always say this, make sure you do the previous lessons, otherwise this one might be a little bit hard to grasp, but since you're here, I believe you've done it. We're going to move forward. Let's do it. This right here is another video. You can use it. I recommend you use it, but you have me right here, so we're going to skip it for right now and just get into the assignment itself. So right here, we're going to pick an instrument sprite. We're going to do that by deleting this one and picking a saxophone. So you can go in here, type in sax right there, click it, drag it wherever you'd like, and that is our saxophone sprite. That will be what we are using to make music. So we're going to click next, and here we have our first piece of code. So it says play sound when clicked. That is what we're going to do. So play sound when clicked, that is an event. When we click something, it is an event. So we go to events. When the sprite is clicked, we drag it. The next one is play a sound, start sound, C sax. That is going to be under sounds, start sound, C sax. We're going to use C2, and you'll see why in a minute. So here is the full code for this saxophone. As you can see, the first one is C2, so we're just going to keep it like that. We are going to need 2 more notes. So while we are right over here, we are going to drag 2 more sounds just to have them ready. So that way we don't have to go back and forth and back and forth. And then we're going to go over to control. So the reason we're going over to control is because we are going to wait 0.25 seconds in between each sound. So we're going to go on to grab this 1 second, drag it right here, and drag another one, just put it right here. And we're going to combine all of our code. And right here, as you can see, these 2 sets of code match. However, we have not changed all of the variables. As you can see, this says 1 second, this says 0.25 seconds. So guys, we're going to want to go in. We're going to want to switch both of these to 0.25 seconds. Then next, we're going to want to change the sounds. So right here we have a G sax and a C sax. So we're going to switch that. G is right here. C is at the top. And now our codes match. So let's see what we have created. So when we click the sprite, it will play a sound, wait 0.25 seconds, play another sound, wait another 0.25 seconds, and play the final sound. So that will come out like this. So right there, I'll play it again. So that is the first set of code and the first set of music that we have created. So that will be our sax for now, and we are going to move on. Next, we're going to create a drum kit. So we're going to want to go over into sprites. Once again, search. I want to type in drum kit. Click it. And drag that in the middle. And now we're going to make the code for the drum beat. So guys, our event is when the space key is pressed. So we're going to want to go over to events. When the space key is pressed, drag and drop right here. Next, we're going to want it to repeat. So that's a control option. As you can see right here under control, we have 10 times. We're going to want to switch that to 3 very quickly instead of 10. Next, we have 2 sets of sound and 2 waiting periods. While we are in control, we are just going to drag these 2 waiting codes and just leave them right here so we don't have to go back and forth. Go back to sound, and we are going to grab the start the sound buttons. So we have these 2 right here. All right, guys, we have all of our code, and now we just have to put it together. So first thing we do, grab this. Next, a wait code, another sound code, and then finally the last wait code again. So next, we are going to change the sounds. So we're going to switch the low tom to a drum bass 2. So let's do that really quickly. And then the second one, we're going to switch to a high tom. And then lastly, we're going to switch the amount of time in between these sounds. So right here we have 1 second, but we need a 0.2 and a 0.1. So let's switch that up. So now when I press the space key, it should follow this line of code where it will repeat these sounds with these waiting intervals in between. So let's try it. And that will be our first beat. So guys, we're going to move on from this, and we're going to go to the next set of code for the next sprite. That will be a microphone. So we're going to want to choose a microphone sprite and a surprise beat box. So guys, we're going to go in here, microphone, and drag this over here. So now it's a very small set of code, but it is doing something new that we have not seen before, which is inserting an operator into a sound code. And we will discuss more of that when we get into the actual code itself, but for right now, let's just kind of get it all out there. So for the events, we are looking for when the up arrow key is pressed, so we're going to drag this. We're going to switch this to up arrow key. Next, we are going to move on to the start sound option, which is right here. And we're going to pick our next costume, which is under looks. So that'll be right here. So now, guys, it's time to talk about the new code. So this operator right here, we're going to go over here. We're just going to drag it. So what it's going to do is that when the up arrow key is pressed, a sound will start and it will pick between a random sound between numbers 1 and 8. So there are up to 10 sounds, let's say. We only want it to play any random one between numbers 1 and 8. So we're going to switch this to 8. And then we are going to drag it, and right here where it says Wub Beatbox, we're going to just drag and drop this random set of sounds. So now, when we press the up arrow key, it should play any number of random sounds depending on a random number generator. So let's try that out. As you guys can see, every time I press the arrow key, it's something different. Sometimes something might repeat, other times it won't. It is random. Now, guys, that will be it for this assignment. It's very short, very straightforward, and it builds on a lot of the things we've done previously. What I do want to say is please upload this to the proper studio. And I also recommend you check out some of the other videos I have for this assignment where I will be discussing some of my own experience in music technology and how programming music like this transcribes into actual professional music development with something that looks like this. This is my own professional music software, and I will be talking more about this in a separate video. Anyways, guys, that is it for this video. Thank you for watching. Have a great day, and I'll catch you on the next video.